Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Arifan bin Ismail. Today I'm going to present my engineering mathematics assignment. The title for my assignment is Matrix Calculation in Electrical Circuit. Introduction. The electric circuit contains many different components with its own function and distinct values from each other. Some of the value can be known from the given label, such as the value of resistor and voltage, but it does not mean that we cannot find the other values such as the current. We can use the mathematical concepts such as matrix to find the current with a basic engineering formula, that is Ohm's law, V equal IR. The problem. Kamal built a circuit full of household electrical appliances. He accidentally plugs in the circuit to an industrial power source that is 600 volt. He then realizes that his action has burned and broke all the electrical appliances. Why? On the figure, 1, 2, 3 is the loop current, and this is all the resistor of the electrical appliances. To understand why the electrical appliances broke when we use 600 volt as the power source, we need to look at the calculation. We go to the first current loop. We take all of the resistor that on the first current loop and plus it while minus it with the resistor that on the second and third loop and equal to the 0 because there is no power source in the first loop. The same with current loop 2 and 3. We take all of the resistor that on that loop and minus with the resistor that also on the other loop. For the current loop 3, the equation equals 600 because there is 600 volt at the current loop 3. And we take all of the three equations and simplify it become this equation, and then we represent this equation in the augmented matrix. To find the value of I3, we need to use the Gaussian elimination method. Here we can see that 29.02 I3 equals 600. Then the value of I3 equals 20.68 ampere. Now we take the value of I3 and substitute it in the first and second equation. Then we got this value. Now, we take both of the remaining equations and use inverse matrix method to find the value of I1 and I2. Here is the obtained value of I1, I2 and I3. From the calculation, we can see that when the power source is 600 volt, it produces a high current value in the circuit's loop current. Excessive current results in excessive heat, which will destroy the components in the circuit. The solution. What should Kamal do to avoid this disaster? The answer. Kamal should plug in the circuit to a household power source that is 120 volt. To understand why 120 volt as the power source is safe for the electrical appliances, we need to do the calculation. All the calculation here is the same as the 600 volt as the power source. The only difference being that the power source is 120 here and here. Then we use the Gaussian elimination method to find the value of I3. The value of I3 here is 4.14 ampere. And then we take the value of I3 and substitute it in the first and second equation. Then we get this equation. Now we take both of the remaining equations and use inverse matrix method to find the value of I1 and I2. This is the obtained value of I1, I2 and I3 when the power source is 124. From the calculation, you can see that the current value in the circuit loop is significantly lower when the power source is 120 volt as compared to 600 volt. This means that the usage of household voltage is safer from the industrial one and will avoid the electrical appliances from being damaged and burned. The concept. Ohm's law stated that the strength of a direct current I is directly proportional to the potential difference V and inversely proportional to the resistance R of the circuit. By manipulating the Ohm's law V equal IR to I equal V per R, we can find the current value with the matrix calculation. In the solution, Gaussian elimination are used to find the value of II, while inverse matrix method are used to find the value of I2 and I3. Our solution suggests to avoid an excessive current, we need to use a power source with a lower voltage. Conclusion. In summary, it is crucial to understand the engineering and mathematical concept when designing a circuit to avoid any problem from occurring, just like what is being taught in the Quran Surah Ali Imran verses 190. The following Quranic verse urge us as Muslims to use intellect in conducting research and investigation to understand better about all the mechanisms in our life.